Hey, welcome back everyone. So I haven't been posting any freeze drying videos for a while because I've been double upping and stacking my eggs and chicken. But today I got a new ingredient and it's basically pork. So let me show you what I got. It's already been cooked and I'll get it going. So put the camera about here and I'll aim it down a little. All right, so what I did was I got 6 kilos of pork, and I had them cubed. I had it boiled. I cut all the fat off. I had all the fat trimmed off, and then I boiled it, and then I made these cubes. So I have 90% cooked pork cubes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get them on the trays here, and I'll space them out because they're kind of big and kind of small. I didn't want tiny pieces, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to have more protein stacked, and this is going to allow me to have pork ready. So if I have any dishes that I'm going to cook fresh, I have the protein to just add right into it. So what I'm going to do here, and a little piece of fat on that one, I missed that. So it's pretty much lean protein. It's all pork. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this meat out on these trays. I'm going to get the meat into the freezer. I just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek at what it's like right now. Again, it's just pork. It's been boiled with a little bit of salt, no seasoning. I just wanted to have the meat available. If I ever dig into my pantry, I wanted to be able to have kinds of meat as well. And I missed a little bit of fat there. So anyways, you will next see me when I'm putting it into the freeze dryer. I don't think I'll fill up 3 trays, so what I'll probably do is add 2 more trays of chicken. So I'll have a full freeze dryer. And with that, I'll see you in a moment. All right, welcome back. Surprisingly, I was able to get 5 trays spaced out, right? I'm giving it room to freeze and dry. And I manually inspected every single piece of meat. And I was still able to trim off a bunch of additional fat. And the main reason I want to get rid of all that fat is if you have a freeze dryer, you know fat doesn't freeze dry well. And when it comes to long-term storage and meat, the last thing I want to do is waste 6 kilos of pork only to have it turn rancid, in a year or less in the bag. So 6 kilos, boiled, trimmed of all fat, gives me 5 trays. So going forward, I know I can repeat this if it turns out well. So again, I'll be back in one moment as I get these in the freezer. All right, so it's been about 18 hours, not for you, it went real quick for you, but for me about 18 hours. And I got that pork out of the freezer now, and I'm going to put it in the freeze dryer. So just a little quick update so you can follow along with me. I did pre-freeze the freeze dryer, so it's at 16F right now. It's been pre-freezing for about 2 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and load the food in there and get it started. So these things are frozen solid as we like, and it might take a second to get these guys to open, but the pans are cold. But yeah, these cubes are frozen solid. Solid. There's one. So the reason I kind of wanted to do the pork is so I had protein other than chicken and all the canned food, right? So this protein is basically really unseasoned, just boiled pork cubes. But if I'm making recipes later, I can definitely put the pork into something else, right? And this was, aha, I think I got a vacuum there. All right, the camera stopped. I'm not sure why. But I have the pork in here. I've already closed the drain valve. I'm going ahead and continue. And we're off to the races. So the reason I'm doing pork, if it didn't come across in the first part of the video, and it's unseasoned, just all the fat turned off, boiled pork, is I wanted to have some protein that wasn't canned, that I can use for recipes, right? So if I'm ever using this meat and I need to make a recipe that calls for pork, pork's either expensive or hard to find, I can just rehydrate this pork, throw it right into a, caldereta, menudo, or any kind of dish, and stew, whatever. So I'm gonna make up some pork as well, and add that protein. Very simple, just clean boiled pork, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned, you'll see me in about 2 seconds pulling it out. All right, so here it's been about 22 hours, and I just woke up Sunday morning, and it is done. It's in an extra dry cycle right now. So let me go ahead and check to make sure. It's good to know that pork only takes about 20 hours to freeze dry, because that's good. That means I can make a lot of it pretty quickly. But we'll know here in a second for sure once I open it up, and we'll take a look at it. So I'll go ahead and hit cancel, and it's going to tell me to open the drain valve, which I will do. Not a lot of ice in here this time. I wonder if the pork just doesn't have that much moisture in it, which would be surprising. But let's take a look here and see what we got. Yeah, it's styroed out here. So it is definitely done. I'm happy about that. No defrost. We'll let this guy settle by itself here. I think these pans are hot. All right, so let's take a quick look here so you can see what I got here. This pork is literally just crumbly dry. I'm gonna taste a small bit here. Let's see what this is like. Dry. It's pork. All right, guys. I'm gonna bag this up, get it into my long-term storage. All right, so I got these all bagged up. I got 4 full bags here. I got the labels on them. So this is 6 kilos of pork before all the fat and everything was trimmed off. So I probably really have 1 kilo per bag. So I got 4 kilos of cooked cubed pork. Now it's just boiled. I'm gonna take these 2 downstairs, and I will rehydrate these so you guys can see how that works. So stand by. All right, so welcome back. So I had put 2 of these cubes in some hot water, and it has been about 15 minutes. So let me, the water's still, okay, so it is, well, it's chewy because the pork is tough, but it's definitely rehydrated. So you can see that it is back to meat, right? Oh, it tastes great. This is perfect. This worked out really well. All right, guys. So this is the end of the video. Pork is a great success. I did take the time to make sure all the fat, all the fat was trimmed off of it, and I cubed it up pretty good size. I'm gonna be able to stack a lot of pork, and I'm happy about that. So if you watch to the end, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Until next time.